Today we're going to take a quick look at a couple of power options that you can use for your overland vehicles. A while back I did a review on a dual battery setup from Genesis Off-Road that I used in my Toyota Tundra. As you can see right here, it's basically a pair of AGM Odyssey batteries coupled together. One's basically dedicated as a house battery that runs all the accessories, and the other one's the starter battery. So when you're running a fridge for a couple of days, it's just drawing off the house battery and not, critically draining your starter battery. So I was planning on doing a dual battery setup for the FJ, but Genesis Off-Road has not finished their prototype and they don't offer one yet, and I was just kind of tired of waiting. So all I did was upgrade the original battery to a Group 31 battery, which is a much larger, higher capacity battery than what came with the FJ, and was able to get that to fit in there just fine. And that will partially solve some of the electrical demands of this rig. I've got quite a few lights mounted on here, but my biggest concern when I'm stationary is running the Dometic fridge. The way I usually travel is I'm usually moving every day, so it's really not that big an issue. It just needs to get through the night, but a little peace of mind with the extra battery capacity. But what I want to show you is what I mounted to the top of the roof nest. And this is a Sunflare 180 watt solar panel. You can see how thin it is. I just used like an automotive adhesive out of a caulk gun to kind of get it up there and kind of spread it out and then lay it down nice and flat, and basically have run the positive and negative leads down along the A pillar and into the engine compartment. And then that goes to this Victron smart solar charge controller, and you've got the positive and negative coming in from the solar panel, and then these go out to the battery to basically keep that charged. And it's a 180 watt panel, so it has quite a bit of power. And I'm gonna open up the app here and show you exactly what it's pulling right now. So it looks like it's pulling about 57 watts of power, 31.32 volts at 1.8 amps. So it can go up to 180 watts. Right now it's not, as you can see, it's not exactly, it's just laying flat to the sun. The nice thing about the roof nest is it's a clamshell and it can pop open forward like that. So usually I try to take some considerations when I'm coming into a campsite of where the sun's going to be, setting and rising, so I can kind of park into the sun. So while the roof nest is open, it's going to be drawing as much solar power as possible. So that's just a quick look at the Sunflare 180 watt solar panel that I have mounted on the FJ, and just provides a little extra peace of mind when you're out overlanding and you're away from the grid for a while. When you take a look at the S-Pod that I have wired in to control all my electrical accessories, I have the fridge on. I just turned it on, so it's drawing as much as it's probably ever going to, showing like 2.9 amps right there. Usually once the cooler's cooled down, it's only drawing like 0.5 to 0.7 amps to keep it cool. But as you can see, we're parked, the battery, the vehicle's not running, but the battery is showing 14.4 volts, which is pretty good considering, I've got the solar panel basically keeping everything topped off. So these are kind of what the conditions are like on a sunny day, parked anywhere. So it's like really not worried at all about draining the battery with the fridge on. One of the nice things about the Sunflare 180 watt panel that we have on the FJ is if there's partial shade, it won't shut down the whole panel. It's wired in such a way that it'll just shut down that cell that's being covered, and the rest will still be absorbing solar power. For additional information on the Sunflare 180-watt solar panel they have mounted on the FJ, be sure to check out the website, thegearbunker.com. I'll have all the specs and stuff listed in there, as well as the price of the kit. You can buy the solar panel by itself or in a kit with the Victron solar charge controller, which I recommend. It just gives you a nice interface to kind of check the status of the solar panel and how it's charging. So be sure to like and subscribe to us on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. We appreciate that, because then you'll be notified anytime we put out new content on this all veteran owned gear review site. So again, check out the website for all the specs on the Sunflare, and be sure to get out on the trail and enjoy this beautiful weather.